Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stacey West Preview Show. I'm your host, Jay. Coming at you this week, not from my own residence, but from friend of the pod, Chris Conrath. Today, we are joined by another member of the PWU podcast, making his hat-trick appearance on the Stacey West Preview Show. Baz is back. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, doing very well. Thanks, Jake.
We'll send the match ball to you in the post, I'm sure. But let's just talk about Wigan then. How is it going back to games and falling in love with the football club that you sort of felt very distant from last year?
It's unbelievable, if I'm being honest. The first friendly I went to was in the first game I went to was a friendly in the summer against Preston. I remember walking up the steps to the concourse and then walking up the steps to the actual stand, and I saw the pitch in front of me, and I welled up a little bit, and I don't mind admitting that. I mean, what we went through last season, everybody knows what we went through with the administration and that, and we feared the club was going, and to come through it, and finally, we avoided relegation. We got a decent squad together, and was back in the ground with people around, smelling the smells, hearing the moans and the whines. It's just, that's what we all, like you say, that's what we fell in love with in the first place. And it's sometimes it's regardless of what happens on the pitch, isn't it? It's just being there and the occasion. Yeah, brilliant. And the first league game was just something else.
But on the pitch, it's not going too bad for Wigan this year, is it?
Oh, it's quite a turnaround. And with, at the start of the season, everybody said they'll just take mid-table, keep us out of a relegation fight. But when we saw the players coming in, Tom Naylor for me was a class signing. Then Jack Watmore, centre half from Portsmouth, who I wasn't really, I didn't know too much about him, but wow, what a player! And then obviously we brought in Charlie Wyke. With his big reputation. And I remember him more playing at Bradford than Sunderland, because we played against Bradford a few times. He was always an handful there. And then we topped it off with James McLean, coming back to the club where he is loved. He's an 8-figure around football, we know that. He misunderstood, but he's well loved at Wigan Athletic, and he's back home, and he's performing brilliantly as well. So, yeah, some great signings.
And what a job Liam Richardson's done to sort of, to come away from Paul Cook, like he so stereotypically has been next to, and for him to thrive in this sort of environment and get you guys where you are. Are you fully supporting of the manager?
Absolutely, 100% behind him. What happened last season again? He was saying Saturday mornings, he didn't know what team we were putting out. That's the situation. But he kept the players separate from all the off-the-field nonsense that was going on. He led from the front. He stood up and met every press conference, spoke positively all the time. He was a beacon. He was a beacon last season for us. And we were delighted. Everybody was in fear that he was going to go to Ipswich in the summer, but we're all delighted that he signed that contract to keep him at the club. The new owners, I think it was the first thing that they did when they came in, was to get him tied down to a 3-year contract. And he's been fantastic, but he's brought a good back team in as well. He's got James Beattie, the former Accrington manager, but notably England centre forward. And also Rob Kelly, who was managing Barrow last season, but he's been around the leagues. He's had a spell as a caretaker at Leicester City in the Premier League as well, so he's got loads of experience. And the fantastic team, and it's a happy place at the moment.
And let's just quickly talk about the takeover. Where you mentioned it, you sort of gave us a little bit of inside scoop on the takeover last year. How's that all happened, and how's it sort of been different from the last ownership?
It's chalk and cheese. We've got obviously they're overseas from Bahrain. Talal, he's the new chairman, and his father-in-law Al Jasmi, he's the guy with the money. But they appointed Mal Brannigan, who was at Hull City for a while as CEO, and he's worked at the EFL for 10 years. They appointed him as our CEO. He's connected immediately with the supporters. Brilliant things going on off the pitch. And Talal, what a character. He's been over twice. he turns up at people's houses, just knocks on the doors, and he gets the names and addresses off the database, season ticket, knocks on the door, and goes in the house and has a cup of tea with them. He's a proper character. He's tweeting all the time. It looks like he loves the club. He's come through like a breath of fresh air. He's just his enthusiasm, and yeah, it's blown us away, to be honest. We couldn't have wished for better owners than what we've got. And the last owners, the Hong Kong consortium, we didn't even know who they were. There were different board members every week, and the Stanley Choi guy, who was the main shareholder, you know, I don't mind saying, and if I'm open to litigation, but he was nothing but a crook, and you know that's how he used us. I think everybody's aware of what shenanigans he was up to. So these are so open. They tell us everything, what's going on. They've got some great initiatives. We've got the Belief Fund, where it's a membership scheme, and fans have bought into it. You pay 18 quid a month. For that, you put money into the club, you get to say where your money goes. There's close on 1,000 people signed up to this. You've got 3 options: sports science, the first team, or the academy. And that money, it goes there. 100% of that money goes where you want it to go. This is an initiative they set up, and benefits of being part of it, like season ticket discounts. They put in a big plaque on the wall of the stadium with everybody's name in. You get a free shirt every year. There's lots of little benefits coming off the back of it. But what it does do, it gives you a sense that it's our club. You know, you get your season ticket every year and you just go following them. But this, you're actually putting money into the running of the club. And we've took a bit of stick over it off one of our rival clubs, saying, you know, the guy who owns us is a billionaire. Why do we need to put money in? But it gives us that sense that it's still a community club, that we're still supporting it as a community club. And Wigan Athletic is a community club, even though somebody who owns it at this moment in time has got a pot full of money of their own. It's still a community club, and that's how we want it to stay. You know, so it's a great initiative, and you know everybody's fully supportive of it in the town. So fantastic.
And yesterday was another good day on the road for Wigan, wasn't it? Picking up another win at Wimbledon.
Yeah, that's 5 straight wins on the road this season in the league. We lost our first game at Sunderland, where we had a bit of a makeshift team that day. I'd love to play them again soon. Yeah, they've been for a rude awakening. Yeah, it was another fantastic performance, solid performance. Tom Naylor again in midfield, outstanding. Dictates the game. Unfortunately, his partner in crime, Jordan Cousins, who he signed from Stoke, who's championship level player all day long, he's out now for a few weeks with an hamstring strain. So, but yesterday it didn't make any difference. We brought Tom Bayliss in, got him on loan from Preston, a young lad, and he just slotted in, and we just carried on yesterday. And in fairness, it could have been 4-0. We had 2 cleared off the line, and Will Keane missed a chance at the far post. He was actually stood on the line, and he's put the ball over the bar. Easier to score than miss, but we'll let him off because he's our top scorer. But yeah, so we could have won with more goals, and that's how we play away. It's just getting the Tuesday night home form sorted. I don't know if he's going to mention this or not, but our Tuesday night form, we've out of the games we've played, all our points, what we're dropping at home. We've lost to Sheffield Wednesday. We've lost to I've put it out of my mind because it's so frustrating. MK Dons did us on last Tuesday 2-1, and we drew Wickham 1 apiece as well. So that's out of 9 points, we've only picked 1 up. So that's where the problems are. So on a Tuesday, well, them are the three times we played on a Tuesday at the DW Stadium, and we've got 1 point.
Is the style of play any different? Because I can remember watching an iFollow last year, especially the game that happened at Central Bank, that you played quite long into Cal Naismith that day, who's since moved on and gone to Luton, I believe, and is now playing at centre half, that baffles me anyway. But the style of play, is it different? Is it get it on the floor, try and pass your way around, or is it pretty much brute force, try and play it up to a target then?
No, we mix it. We mix it about. We do a bit of passing. We do a bit of long ball. We play the diagonal quite a lot. We hit the wings. The fullbacks are marauding. If you think how England play with Rice and Phillips sat in front of the two centre halves, and it gives the fullbacks room to venture upfield. That's exactly what we do. We play it like that. So Tom Naylor sits very well. He interacts with the fullbacks, come in as well. They don't just go straight up the line; they'll come in inside. But yeah, we do hit the ball. We hit it to White said, and he wins 90% of his aerial duels. And there's always somebody waiting to pick the ball up. Our forward line, we've got McLean, Keane, Lang, and White. So there's players buzzing around all over the place. And yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment. It's exactly the same as we played under Paul Cook. So it makes me think that Richardson and Cook have got the same sort of book, coaching book, what they're working from, and it's exactly the same that we played in the Championship under Cook. But it's exciting football because we're scoring goals with it and not conceding many as well. So.
And I just want to get your thoughts on Lincoln. Then obviously we rooting for us in the playoffs last year, and are you sort of shocked to see us maybe as low as where we are, 15th in the table as at the time of recording?
Yeah, I was rooting for you because my son lives in Lincoln, and obviously I wanted you to go up, but I didn't want you to go up because I wanted to come to Sincil Bank last season, and I want to come this season. Obviously, I've just said my son's over there, so that's a trip I'm looking forward to as well. But very surprising. I mean, you were one of my tips for definitely for the playoffs and pushing for promotion this season. I thought you'd just carried on from where you left off. I rate Appleton as a manager. I like his style. He's very assured, and yeah, I am. I think you could start picking points up. It's a long season, and we've seen before teams start off slowly. I remember the last time we got promoted, we won the division. Barnsley came up via the playoffs, and they were bottom at Christmas. You know what I mean? So you get them good runs going, and yet the playoffs as the team in form, and that carries you through. But surprised of where you are at this moment, but I don't think that's where you'll finish. I think Lincoln's a decent club, and you'll be pushing the playoffs, in my opinion.
Fingers crossed. Let's move on to Tuesday then. How are we expecting it to go? Is it? I know you talk about the Tuesday night curse, but surely you're confident of breaching the team that have yet to keep a clean sheet this year.
Well, we've scored in every game, and you've not had a clean sheet, so get a tenner on the other piece. Is what I'd say. But excuse me, I'll just cough. It's a difficult one because I know what our Tuesday night form is like at home, but I'm going to go. I think the place is buzzing at the moment, and we came unstuck against MK Dons last Tuesday. I don't think we'll make their mistakes again. The two games that we've lost at home, we've scored own goals in both of them as well. So that's something else that they're probably working on in training. I'm going to go for. I don't think you will score. I'm going to go for 3-0. I'm sorry, Jake, but I think we're going to go
3-0. Who are you backing to put past Griffiths?
Charlie Wyke, I think, will get a goal, and because he's in line for one because he's not scored for a couple of weeks. Charlie Wyke and Keane and a Callum Lang special.
He did that last time though, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
And I actually think Charlie White's due a goal against us because I'm not sure if you saw the playoff semi-final where he rounded the goalkeeper and still missed. So we're looking forward to it. Anyway, Baz, thanks for coming on, mate, again. Anything you want to plug your pod or anything like that?
Yeah, we're the PW Progress with Unity podcast. You can get us on Twitter. We're out twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday. So on Wednesday evening, we'll be doing a reaction to the Lincoln game. and just have a listen to us all making our excuses.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for coming on again, Baz. I can see the cameras rising again, just like we had last year. But
Yeah. There we go. That's better. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on again, Baz. Thank you everyone else for watching, and we shall see you on the weekend.